A boom, boom. I don't know, man. I'm not sure if the technology is working any better or not, but for God's sakes, we are constantly trying to evolve our knowledge base. Matt, research, it's what you do when you don't know what you're doing. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling the afterglow of my first hockey skate in almost 2 years, so I'm feeling good about.
Did everybody have to get nasal swabbed in order to get on the ice?
No, but the locker rooms are not open, so you have to like kind of get dressed before you go, which I didn't know. So it was kind of chilly last night. And when it's a co-ed
I
environment,
had video of your fucking walrus ass trying to get ready in your Volvo. That must have been great.
I just went to the rink and got dressed out there with everybody else. With women are putting their hockey stuff on. The men are all in the same place. Don't ask me.
Did you see the Ottawa Senators now?
Let me just put my cup on here while I dress.
Extra large, right?
Medium.
Matt, the Ottawa Senators 100% double jabbed, canceling games now because apparently this vaccine isn't a vaccine.
Is that the case? Well, interesting.
Yeah, 100% double jabbed.
They better get some more boosters. Get some more boosters.
Oh my God, Matt, we're going to talk about that, but first we got college football and pro football. It's and we're coming into Thanksgiving week. Man, we got to put together a turkey bowl, fucking first order of business next week.
I think we have a turkey skate, open skate. We can play a game Monday and Wednesday. So because of the holiday, the regular schedule that we have, there's no games. Like all my games are Thursdays. They won't be Thursdays the next Thursday, obviously. So the week's off. So we can have a turkey skate bowl Monday or Wednesday.
I want to fucking
lace them up.
I want a legit turkey ball where I can pull my hammy running a 20-yard fly pattern.
Oh, you can do that in skating. I assure you, you can blow a wheel easily.
Listen, I'm one of the great turkey bowl performers of all time. And that's just fact. Matt, let's talk NCAA football. What do you got?
You face guard, you face smash the 8-year-old, don't you?
Dude, it's two-hand shove.
You face guard him. You face guard the 8-year-old. You put him down on the ground.
6-year-old, five stiff arms. Come on, let's talk football. What do you got? I'm terrible, by the way. I am the worst fucking better there is.
It's kind of like Derrick Henry is what it is. All right, we're going to start with what I am self-proclaimed worse at also, which is the NFL. And the NFL, we're going to go with my Lions because they're on a roll. They haven't lost in 2 weeks.
Listen, we talked about this. It's more than 2 weeks, fucker. Give the Lions some fucking respect here. It pisses me off because it's been nearly a month since they last lost. Like 10 days shy of a month.
All right.
October 31st, Halloween, was the last time the Lions lost, which for them is a winning streak.
So here's what we're going to do. The Lions have 2 games in 4 days, right? They will. My gut says the Browns are decimated right now, that this could be the game the Lions win, but they're 11.5-point dogs. So you got to take the Browns. But I will also let's say we put $10 on the Browns and we put $1 on the money line because that's 401.
By the way, feel free to fractal out on your size.
And 401, is the payout. So if the Lions somehow escape and they don't, and they win, then I win either way. So I'm going to go $1 on the money line and $10 on the Browns. And then the other bet I had in my simple take the double-digit favorite is the Titans. I kind of like that one, -10. That should be an easy victory over the Texans. So lay the 10 against the Texans. And I think that was it on the NFL board. Oh, no, there was one more on Monday, right? The Monday night game. You got Tampa Bay back to 11 over the Giants, which after they lost last week from the hapless Giants, I like that one too. So there's your 3 overs, or not overs, but your double-digit faves. Take them all. We are right now for the season 1 game under 500. So it's basically fun to play because you're not going to win or lose. And that's why
wait a second, though. And I think this is your strategy here. If you could win 4 or 5 or 6 in a row, you stop for the year. 10 and I don't know what that number is. It's like you're at the blackjack table.
Well, we got 7 weeks. We're just going to let it ride. We'll see how we'll play the strategy the rest of the week. we'll keep it simple. On the college side, I'm also going to give you my I have 2 3-team parlays for you. And the big game of the week, as you said, Michigan State. And I'm questioning myself. I already have taken this bet, Michigan State plus 19. And I was lying in bed last night after hockey going, I think the Buckeyes are going to destroy Mel Tucker just because he got that fat contract. Like, I see it coming now. If that contract hadn't come out this week, this bet I think was solid. But I think Ohio State could win by 35 points over Michigan State and just shut them down. It's over. Like, we should have won by at least 21. So there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
Sorry for the hilarious laughter from the gallery. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I'm just saying we should have won it by that much.
And I shouldn't have got stopped out. Also,
listen, I got a morning 3-team parlay, and I got an afternoon 3-team parlay. Here you go. Michigan minus 15, and I'm kind of doing it. You know, I did it this way intentionally. Michigan minus 15, Minnesota minus 7 over Indiana, and Baylor again getting points over Kansas State. Okay, I'll take
Baylor. Seriously, zero respect for Baylor.
Zero respect. Now they do have to go to KSU, which is a tough place to play in Manhattan. So there's the one 3-team parlay, and then I'm going all Oregon plus 3, Oregon State plus 3. And Oklahoma State, all O's. Let's go with the all O's, minus 10.
Oh, listen, Lee chiming in with some can't miss East Coast bets. Never, ever bet on the Jets, and you can bet against Rutgers also. Thank you.
Except when they're playing Michigan, they didn't cover that one. So tell them you always got to have the Michigan, because teams play different when they play Michigan. It's just the way it is, Bob.
It's just the way it is. All right, Matt. Let's get political.
Please.
And I can't believe health is political now, but it is. Ed Lattimore, thank you, Ed. Yo, what is this BS? I'm assuming BS stands for bullshit, but I'm not sure. If you've never heard of it, now it is trending everywhere. Never heard of sudden adult death syndrome? You will, because mainstream media is going to paint the picture that people that are young just suddenly fall over and die. I call it, well, it's SADS for sure, right? But I think it stands for serious adverse death jab seems more likely.
Syndrome.
We don't even. As we pointed out last week, I believe the 75 soccer players that have died in Europe, really outpacing the yearly, and that was in 5 months. Usually you get about 8 people die in a year.
It's rare, though.
Sudden adult death syndrome.
Right.
Anyway, they're going to paint the tape here, Matt.
It's a rarity.
It's a rarity. And also on the facts front, we talked about this before we came in. Antonio Brown now in trouble for a fake vax card. Yep. And Matt, there is no place that's safe. And this one really hit home for me because he was outed by his chef. I mean, I thought the kitchen was like the nest. Like, all parties end up in the kitchen, Matt. How does a chef?
We were talking about it before the show, and I said to you, there's got to be money involved. And Chef Stephen Urez decided to stop working for Brown after the two couldn't agree on the $10,000 debt. There you go. Just like I told you. Didn't pay him, so he got outed. Right there.
10 grand. He better be cooking 3 square a day, and they better be fucking bomb. That's all I'm talking about. But the kitchen, man. That's where all good parties end up, in the kitchen, right? And it's supposed to be the nest. I'm disappointed on so many fronts. I can't even begin to tell you. All right, let's move on and talk about something that we could actually maybe add value to people's lives, and that is price discovery. Matt, this is from Pedro DaCosta, blue checked. I believe that policy may need to pivot to a faster taper based on incoming data that I will be monitoring. Seems like the Feds, I can't stop saying Fred Waller instead of the Feds.
Fed Waller.
I don't know who the fuck this Fred Waller is, but he continues to say inflation pressure becoming more widespread favors faster taper. We call it the toilet taper, or the taper tantrum, that it someday would seem has to impact the stock market. And we haven't been able to find somebody to come on the show to talk about the reverse reach around that the Fed has been doing and the amount of reach arounding they've been doing. I mean, it's been like the most incredible come rocket cummies video you've ever seen with how much reach around they've done. But they say they're going to stop doing the reach around because it's inflation fighting if they do. Asset prices are obviously through the roof, but there's a little break in the narrative now. Matt, let's talk Russell and the Dow, the dollar and maybe the bonds on a weekly frame. Please take it away.
Well, I wanted to talk about something and I just lost my train of thought there. Wow.
Did you get checked yesterday into the boards hard?
No, it was a good, clean game. I think we had 5-on-3 early in the game and we scored a goal, which was good. I think that pushed us up 3-1 and then we finished 7-2. Yeah, the Fed speak. Okay, let's look at the Russell. It's interesting. Again, all this talk of taper and toilet taper, as you like to call it. 2462 was the high, and the Russell's the small caps, and we dipped down overnight when the SPOOs, not the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is basically being run by FANG and Microsoft. So until those things stop, and it doesn't look like they're stopping, the Nasdaq is through the roof. But the SPOOs made a new high last night, as Asian session open, and then they peaked at the European Open and they crumbled. I mean, they went from 42.23.5, 47.23.5 down to 46.85. So that was 40 points. That's a 1% move. That can pay your bills every day if you pull 1% out of the market. And I was fortunate enough to have an order in at 47.20. On the SPOOs, we're back to sell the new high tick +3 and then just wait for it to come down. It's the slow inchworm bull again on the SPOOs. We did make a new all-time high, but the Russell is not making new highs. And I think this is interesting. Again, we have not during this entire rally, right? We've never really had all four going together. And the two that are lagging now are the Russell and the Dow. So you got 2,000 stocks and you got 30 stocks, and neither of them seem to be able to get out of their way this week, which the Nasdaq's up 3%. So the Nasdaq's being run by Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. I mean, they're all green in a big way this week. So again, the money is back to chasing, making sure you have to have these names on your book. I mean, this is what the hedge funds are doing right now. So those are going crazy, I think. And then the Dow, as I'm bringing it up here, peaked also the same time as the Russell. 36,463. It's not off big, but it's off, it's off almost 1,000 points this morning. It was down to, 35.5 or so, which is right at 1,000 points. So the Dow, the real companies in the Dow are fading. And, I know what I was going to say. Speaking of reach arounds, Biden is out and in good spirits after his 15-minute nap on the colonoscopy. I don't know if our first female president is done with her 15-minute reign, but I hope so.
Matt, one of the first thing I thought about that was we all know, as you age, every passing of gas is an adventure, but he seems to have a particular hard time holding his colon. And maybe there's something else going on with him.
Well, Jen Psaki said this is his physical. So the good news is we should be hearing about his physical prowess after this.
All right, man, let's stay on the weekly time.
He's back in power. By the way, I just got another headline here. Biden's back in power. Good spirits after his colonoscopy. The colon blows.
Matt, weekly. We love talking weekly. For you micro traders, this is the micro Dow. And again, you're going to see here on this weekly, not able to hold its up momentum level. And you see this divergence as we go through the four. All right, there's the Dow. It will close out of weekly Mo this week unless they can muster a rally here and close above 35,749. And then the Russell tickling right around its momentum level of 2347, above it right now. You'll notice the upslope. So if all things being equal and we open where they close and it closed right now, we would probably open out of up momentum next week with the Russell. But look at the divergence here as we go to the NASDAQ, just blown away. and also the S&P's new highs. So for sure, we got rotation going on out of those names and into these. And with the taper, who knows when it happens? But for sure, the toilet taper is going to be important at some point. And I don't know when the fuck that is, but it has to be, right?
Hey, did you watch the Davey, our boy Davey, crying yesterday about, you know, his Penn gaming stock? And it's just like, we said this back in, you know,
How
March.
can you be crying about?
No, but when
he
was just like, oh, you know, I got everything in it. I can't even trade any other stocks. So he's been blown out of his day trading accounts because he sucks. And he didn't listen to we were trying to pound on him and
listen to me
at 140 back in March, and like, dude, generational wealth, buy them back at 20. You can buy back 6x for half the price.
Here's the ridiculous part about it, and it's true with when you got a giant winner on, you have to find ways to take risk off the table, and there's lots of ways to do it, right? You can sell calls, you can buy puts, you can do, you know, the risk reversal. There's ways to do these things to protect the giant winner, because I'm telling you right now, he is suffering is the worst fucking nightmare of anybody that's a trader. When you have giant gains and you just watch them evaporate, believe me, it's the most painful thing. So please protect your profits.
And literally, you're going to watch this thing trade from 52, where it is today, to 40 to 20. I mean, it's going to happen. It's a commoditized product. You can't tell me Penn Gaming is going to beat Caesars. I mean, you see the ads they're running? Good luck.
Dude, we've said that all along, that the amount of competition coming into this space of people that have been doing it for 100 years.
Much better at it. They know how to do it.
I mean, yeah, so you got your niche of fucking, you know, degenerate 32-year-olds that are sitting on the couch in their parents' basement, but I'm not sure how deep that market pool is.
Right. It doesn't last long. It runs out of money eventually.
All right, Matt, let's have an argument. That's what we like to do. And I'm going to share this little interview from CNBC. And I want to get your take. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get everything fucking working. Hold on a second.
$1 million a coin someday, Michael?
The big idea is every currency in the world collapses into the US dollar stable coin, and the US dollar is the universal medium of exchange for the world. And people seeking a long-dated store of value asset, a synthetic asset, they start to demonetize that second investment property, and they demonetize gold, and they demonetize an equity index. So what do I expect? I expect that Bitcoin, if it doubles every year at the end of the decade, it will flip gold, and then it'll flip monetary indexes, a little bit of bonds, a little bit of real estate, a little bit of equity, and emerges as $100 trillion asset class.
All right. I just want to point out one thing that he said, and then we can argue about it a little bit if you like. Because what he said there and what we've talked about here and what I've expressed is the Fed doesn't need really to issue a central bank digital currency because the market's already supplied it. The US dollar coin and the US dollar tether, you know, you can trust whatever you want to trust. I will trust the price discovery around these things. Like, what is somebody actually trading a US dollar from their bank to buy a US dollar tether coin, for instance? And it's 1-to-1 right now. And it's been as high as 110 and as low as 82 cents or something. I don't know, but it ebbs and flows. And that's the trust factor and the price discovery. The US dollar coin has been pretty damn stable. And so I find it interesting when he's talking about here, because you can see with countries like Argentina, Turkey right now, who's got rampant currency devaluation going on. We saw last year, Lebanon, rapid. And so if it's seamless for you to, on your phone, pay with a US dollar digital coin to a purveyor, and there can be this exchange, what do you need your local native currency for? And I think what he's pointing here is that the US dollar stablecoin becomes the medium of exchange for the world, and maybe the yuan or maybe the euro, maybe the world goes to 3 currencies, right? and Bitcoin transfers to the store of value. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting argument. And the argument is it's not going to be used as a payment mechanism going forward in a decade. It's a store of value. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's a really big exclusive club, and Michael Saylor's not in it.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean,
enough said.
I mean, I mean, I can listen to all these bit heads talk about this stuff and agree with them. How are you going to make it happen? Well,
I mean, I think
when you're not in, no, how are you going to make it happen? Price discovery aside, how are you going to make it happen when you're not in the one large exclusive club? How are you going to make it in? They're the ones, and I don't disagree with it in theory.
Well, I mean, I think the way that it happens is that there's cracks in the system. And by the way, already, what countries use the dollar? Like some of the Caribbean countries, some of the Central American countries use the dollar. They don't have their currency anymore.
No, and
So
Ecuador, what is it? Ecuador's using
Ecuador has
Bitcoin.
They've just legalized it as legal tender.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying,
I'm not sure if they have their own currency or not. Actually,
what was the other? Guatemala. Somebody else just turned on. You know, they're like El Salvador.
All I'm telling you is the technology is already
that
there.
Just do all types of illicit businesses. It's great for them.
Oh, are you going to start with the fucking illicit business?
Well, that's where we are again. I mean, think about it.
Well, think about like illicit business isn't going on right now. Like digital currencies are going to be the driver of illicit businesses. Give me a fucking break.
The size now and the liquidity in the bit world allows for a lot of black market shit.
That argument is so fucking. I feel like I'm listening to my high school fucking principal talking about everybody's going to be fucking smoking weed.
And people
don't like to get high, man.
It's a big exclusive club, and you ain't in it.
All right. Anyway, let's take a look at Bitcoin because I pull it up. I said 58 to 68. I'm going to retract that. I think the range is going to be a little bit bigger here.
Let's start with the U.S. dollar to Turkish lira. Let's start with that. We haven't looked at that
this thing
since we talked about this. So today we had another all-time high at 1130. And let's look at this thing. If you want to look at a long-term chart, a weekly, I mean, you see it just in the 610. This is the weekly. I mean, this thing, was $1, $2, just back, and now 10x.
Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were a person even of modest means, right, and sometime in 2019 you said, you know what, I'm never going to hold a lira again, right? I'm just going to change to a US dollar stable coin or US dollar tether. Everybody else just got a 10x haircut, and you have the same amount of money. I don't know. I think these are the use cases that I think get traction.
Right. Again, you're talking high finance for most people, so good luck. I mean, it's just not going to be that.
No,
easy.
It's on their fucking cell phone. That's not high finance at all.
Okay.
Every day you get paid, you're like, you know what? I don't want to hold lira. I'm going to buy a US dollar stable coin.
You got to get everybody in the world to convert all at once.
Well, it's not going to. No, it's going to be a trajectory.
Oh.
You know what? Let's talk about the dollar though, because we have been talking about the temper tantrum, the toilet taper. Apparently the dollar is okay with inflation.
Of course, it should be. I mean, it's still the world's currency. Nothing's changed, right? The dollar is, again, we've been talking about it. It traded over 96 this week, has pulled back since, but it's looking solid. Nothing's changed. I mean, this is a very bullish chart, has been all year, will continue to be. This is a weekly chart that you're looking at. It's very bullish on the weekly. New high, and again, we're running next stop. Looks like 97, right? That should be the next place. And I said after that, it's going to go to 100. So we're going to par. It'll probably be early next year. We'll get back there. We'll probably at least test this high that we saw both here and here and see if we can blow through that, Bob. All bets are off. This thing is going to go to the moon. And how, the taper. It's happening.
Toilet taper.
The toilet taper. I mean, the dollar is very bullish. And then, looking at micro strategies, you and I were
Yeah,
talking
let's
about,
look at Michael Saylor's micro
every
strategy.
every single time this thing runs, and we talked about it about 3 weeks ago. You should be selling this in the 880s. Look at it, 880 back to 720, another 20% haircut. Doesn't take long. This thing, every time Bitcoin runs, you sell it, and it pays on the stocks that run with it. So it's hard to fade strategies that keep working. So I continue to do the same.
Nobody's asking you to fade your strategies that are working.
Right. But that's all I'm saying. So again, in Bitcoin,
bring it up, because I think our new range is going to, I honestly think the top is in for the near term.
Okay.
But I think there's more room to expose on the downside.
I don't call tops on Bitcoin because I don't get it. So I just trade it. But again, 66 back to, or whatever it was, 70,000 back here to 55 as we dipped into this morning. This is an ugly chart. Nothing but ugly, right? I mean, I can't.
Yeah, bring out fractal out a little bit, because
and this is where we talked about, like, if it starts getting below that 50, 59, which it did, it moved quickly and it whooshed down to this level, found a little bit support, but it's going to ultimately trade again down to this 47 at least.
Yeah,
that seems natural. Too many people now. You had a lot of time. You had a month of trapping people up here between 55 and 70. That's a lot of time. And in this market that is not that thick, even though 2.5 trillion, that's my other argument. I mean, Apple is the same size as the entire Bitcoin market, so maybe they come up with a coin. Google is pretty darn close. Microsoft
Facebook wants their own coin, right?
But Microsoft is, I think, right at it. Keeps going to all-time highs here every day, and it's at a $2.6 trillion. So Microsoft is worth as much as all the shit coins. They could come up with a currency. They're much more trusted, probably, in the corporate world than these.
I think the
back alley shit coins, Shiba, Doge.
Oh, I agree with that. You're not going to get an argument with me on that. I'm here for abuse. No, you're not.
So yeah, I mean, anything's possible, but it's not going to happen overnight. Again,
he said a 10-year window here. So
I think that's hopeful.
Right.
That's like saying there's going to be an electric car in every garage in 5 years. It's not going to be that way, unless they
we know that ain't happening.
I mean, it's just the infrastructure. The infrastructure alone does not allow for that to happen, as we've discussed. So, I mean, I don't see major charging stations being built everywhere before the cars. That has to happen, by the way. So if Biden's new bill actually, passed the Senate this morning, and if it actually finds its way to La La Land, I don't know. Is there enough money in there to actually get it done? There is, but most of it goes to their friends and family. So what are you going to do about that?
All right, Matt, thank you so much. Hey, listen, we're going to try a commercial on the way out from Manja TV and our Shrimp Mojo. The only sponsor we have, because we can't offend that sponsor. Impossible to offend that sponsor, which is nice. Listen, I think you can get a sponsorship, but you offend too many people. I didn't find myself that offensive growing up, but I guess I have. As times have changed, I haven't. Anyway, Matt, thank you so much. Please join us at marketvitals.io.
I mean, half the people are offended by Popeye's commercials. So what?
So what? All right, Matt, you can end the broadcast at any point during the commercial. I just want to see if it works.
I mean, I don't want to watch Megan Thee Stallion's big boobs bouncing around as I'm thinking about.
All right, you're gonna watch Frank. Everybody loves Frank. Frank, the Manja TV enforcer. Hold on, let's see if it'll work. I need rub, Frank. Go get it. Not fish, Mojo. I need shrimp, Mojo. Go get it. Shit. I forgot to teach him how to read. Hey, Frank,
What do you say we dig into some shrimp? Hey, Frank, I'll rock, paper, paw you for the last shrimp. Rock crushes paw. 2 out of 3. All right. Scissors cuts paw. Sorry, dude.